Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Something Wicked This Way Comes. Billy, would you stand up for us, please? Scrunch just that's perfect. Are you in Callie's corner? Vote today. That segues nicely into our first announcement of the evening. For those of you out there who haven't been on the Discord, haven't been following what's going on, our very own Callie is a finalist in the TwitchCon cosplay contest. Uh, you can go to, I believe Fire has put the link up in the Twitch chat. It's also all over the Discord chat and my Facebook, Billy's Facebook, and the Facebook of just about everybody we know. You can vote every day now until Friday, and you should vote as much as possible. Um, and the top five in each category, or the top four in each category by judges, will be on stage, and the last spot will go to audience choice. So we'd like to take it out of the judge's hands and just get her the most votes we possibly can. So get her on the stage. Please vote. Go look at her submission. There's a really cool video that Billy put together for her. She worked for hours and hours. I mean, I would say at least 70 hours on this thing. Would you say, Trace?
East.
Um,
Yes.
and it shows. It is amazing. She belongs up there with those people. Get her to TwitchCon. Thank you. That is all. Good night. Oh no, wait. We have an episode to do. I forgot. Um, I'm easily distracted by shiny objects, and I'm looking at my head in the screen, and it's kind of shiny, and So we'll let's do some announcements first. That was the big announcement. That's the important one. But tomorrow night, Drunk Dragon and I will be hosting some more Jackbox. Maybe a special guest or two who can say. Um, Maybe more shirt nonsense. Anything can happen when we're playing the Jackbox. And then on Saturday, we will have a Drunken Dread, a sequel. It is our first sequel of season two. Some of you may remember an episode called "The End of the World: The Beginning," and it was a post-apocalyptic episode wherein the Ecto-1 jumped a T-Rex by riding up its tail. There was also a very charismatic chicken named Nuggets that a player died saving. Uh, this is the sequel to that, The End of the World Part 2, The Middle of the End. So we've had the beginning of the end and now the middle of the end. And I think all of you realize what that means is that, as John said, he weaseled his way into a three-parter because season three will obviously have to have the end of the end. And could there be a fourth part? What comes after the end? Who can say? It's dread you don't know. And then we wrap around to one of the last three episodes of Chosen Family. That's right. This campaign is winding down, and we'll be making some announcements about what is coming next. But there are three episodes left to Chosen Family unless they screw up my plans mightily. And I know they like to do that, but it'll be a battle of wills. Can I keep them on track while they're trying to mess with my game? Who can say? Tune in to find out. But now let's get they're all saying no, it's not going to work out my way. It's not going to work.
With this name.
They're going to screw it up. We know they're going to screw it up. But uh, I set things in motion last night. For those who are fans of Reardon, he is no longer a robot. If you go and watch the episode, he has his body back, which is a plus. But a minus to that is that he's no longer with the party. He's in a prison cell that is magic proof and being held by the bad guys, about to be a ritual sacrifice. So, I mean, tune in Monday to find out how or if they get him out of this predicament, because that's exciting. But now let's get down to Something Wicked This Way Comes. When we last left our heroes, they rescued Callie's mother, or kidnapped, depending on whose perspective you're looking at. Did she need to be rescued? We don't know. But regardless of the internal strife that it caused, the conflict, the battles, the favors being traded, it all seemed to work out as somehow Zuki's mom woke up uh, through the power of Zuki and was returned to Boston. Well, it wasn't that what you're the one that did it.
That was my favorite of the Huey Lewis
The
albums, The
power of
Power of
Zuki.
Zuki. Yeah.
Suki.
The power of Zuki is a curious thing. All right. The party returned to Boston with Zuki's mom, and nobody really mentioned to her dad that they had done any of this. And so he showed up a little bit peeved in the middle of the night that she had been kidnapped. And he was a bit mollified by the fact that she was awake, kept watch outside the room for the rest of the night, and there was a family reunion in the morning. Zuki and Zephyr sort of made up because she punched him and then hugged him and called things good and told him to stop being so emo. And as far as she was concerned, that was the end of it. But Zephyr stayed in his room being emo. So the episode ended as everyone was sitting downstairs having a nice breakfast. That is where our hero. Now we resume. What's going on?
I am ready to sort of jump back into the meat and potatoes of the main quest, and I don't want to wait for Mikey B to call.
Okay.
I know we've got a couple of projects going on right now. We've got Gray, who's working on a communication device, and we've got Mikey B, who's researching how to kill the sort of lords, elemental lords. And by my calculations, by my notes that I've been taking, we've got 4 days of the crystal left before they bust into my apartment, starting this morning.
Yes.
Is there a way, because my feature is I know a guy, who do I know that would know weapons, sort of like a mystical arms dealer, while my wheels are spinning while I'm waiting for Mikey B?
Okay, mystical arms dealer. Let's see. Yeah, you know a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. He's connected. Alfredo.
Alfredo. Is it Alfredo's Pizza Kitchen?
It
Or
is.
Pizza by Alfredo?
It's Pizza by Alfredo.
Okay.
It's a high class establishment,
Okay.
and he owns it. He doesn't actually do any of the work. He just sits in the corner booth, receiving visitors and so forth.
I would fill you all in on what I was planning to do. If anybody's feeling feisty, I would not mind at least a little backup, especially because he's literally an arms dealer.
Magical
anybody wants
mafia
to know.
arms dealer. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, do we want to try and get that equipment on Ben's dime?
I have never loved you more than I do right now. If we can figure out a way to get this on Ben's dime, we also have proverbial gold burning a hole in all of our pockets.
it is
too.
true.
So, and if he's dealing in mystical arms, he's probably the most likely to take something like that.
Right.
So, yes, and
I don't think we should show the gold to Ben.
okay.
I feel like they'd probably just confiscate it.
I believe we said you had 10 gold coins.
Yeah, it would be a total of no. It would have only been
It was
Yeah.
10. It was 2 for
10.
each of us.
2 for
That's
each
right.
of us.
That's if you gave Zuki 2.
Or you pocketed some, you sly devil, you.
they'd still be in Keel's pocket, but he has every intention to give it to her. He's just holding it on to her for now.
Okay, and if there's a couple cleanup items that Zephyr needs to do, I don't even know if he's come down to breakfast yet.
No, it's not noon.
Okay. And so about this time, he actually is going to be sending Zorro down the stairs, sneaking just to see if who's at the breakfast table and everything.
Pretty much everybody is at the table. And Reg, did you do the thing you said you were going to do at the tail end of last episode, or were you waiting to do that? Or have you forgotten what that was? What you were going to say as Zephyr came downstairs?
Oh, I'm not. This kid. Well, first off, I never fully anticipated seeing him at breakfast time.
Fair enough.
But no, God, no, I don't want to stir up that kind of. You know what? No, hang on. I'm going to roll a d20. Even I say it, odd I don't. Yeah, I don't say it.
Oh, okay. course,
We
that
got a
could that
15.
that could have said anything. We don't know.
So I'm assuming this is the first time I've seen Dad,
Since yes, oh yeah.
and kind of going into a panic. I'm
Question.
putting all my
Question for you guys. Was it made clear to Dad that this was? Oh no, it wasn't, because you guys were basically bound to not share his involvement. So Dad doesn't know.
Wow, everything just broke up.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of got a little froze.
you guys froze. It looks like.
Oh, but it's somebody snap a shot of that. Keep that. Hold it.
Oh, hang on a
Damn,
sec. I think Billy and Tracy may have lost their internet for a moment here. So
I'm still on. and I
you
can
guys were
still-
frozen. Tracy was basically like this for several frames, and I think Nick may have snapped a picture of it. I can't be sure.
I can bump out and bump back in. My speed test
Oh,
was
you're-
really good though.
Oh, there she goes again.
Yeah,
Oh, she's back.
let's keep going and let's see how it goes. But yeah, I would have said it was on my end, but everybody else was fine. The two of you were frozen.
It's good now.
Okay.
Okay, so what were you saying, Reg?
I don't remember. I
You started
thought
to say Zuki.
I thought Zuki's father knew, but I think it was just because Zuki communicated to him like that. But I can't remember if it was Zuki's father that knows or Zuki's mother that knows.
I believe it was her mother that knew, not her father.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying anything.
Well,
So you froze
after
again?
yeah, it looks like they're gone again.
That's a good face, though. I gotta grab
Billy
that.
Billy comes up with the greatest faces. It's amazing.
Got it. I got it just in time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. There's a little green bar on the Discord, and it says video connected green, and then it's flashing to red, and then going green, and then red. Keep saying RTC disconnected. Never run into this before.
All right. If it continues, we'll go to technical difficulties briefly, and then we'll see if we can't like reboot your router or check something. But let's try and push on. All right. So Zephyr, are you going to come downstairs? Because you said you were freaking out in your room.
Yeah, I am freaking out, but I'm getting up my courage and everything, having thought through everything last night and just how screwed my life is at the moment. And so yeah, I start heading downstairs and come around the corner, and first thing I'm doing is approaching Zuki. And I look at the other people and I turn back to Zuki and I take my guitar off my back and I hold it out to her. And as I stated, my life is yours. I was unable to protect your mom. And I stand there with my guitar, offering it to Zuki.
Drama.
I take the guitar.
Do you?
Yes, I pick up the guitar. I say, "You're being ridiculous. Stop. We're a team. We work together. We all screw up. We all fix things. We're all friends. Get past it. We're good."
Okay. Then if you give me my life back, then I'm okay with that.
It's not mine to give or to take or anything else.
Just trying to make things right. Speaking of which, Lord,
Hang on a minute. It froze again.
shall we go to technical difficulties for a little bit?
Yeah, let's go. Apologies to folks in the audience. We're going to hop over to technical difficulties. because we froze
Yeah.
in the middle of Zuki's answer, and so we're going to try and figure out what's going on. Apologies, we will be right back. Alrighty, we are back. They left and rejoined the call, and we think that may have done it. We're going to give it a try. Their bandwidth is good. Their real-time connection on Discord says it's green. So, Zuki and Zephyr were having a moment. Let's resume that moment.
She hands the guitar back to him.
And he does a slight bow, trying to get the whole medieval knight idea going that he's read about in books and played on video games and stuff. He then turns to Zuki's father and says, Lord Durmir, I don't want to take you away from your family too much, but I feel there's things that we need to discuss. And I was wondering if you would join me for a
It
moment.
does sound that way, yes.
Oh, shit.
Very well, let us take a walk. Outside, perhaps?
Or we could go downstairs if you'd like. There's a private room there that we could use. Either way.
Very well, let us go downstairs. And he glances over at Zuki before leaving and then walks out.
Go easy on him.
All right. So lead him downstairs to our conference room. And
What was that all about?
would you like to be seated? And
I think I'm fine standing, thank you.
very good.
What was that about?
Well, let me start at the beginning. You know that the promise that I made that I would inform you if I was sent on a task by our friend of the summer court.
I believe it was more than a promise.
And unfortunately, when he called for the task, my goal was to go and see if there was a way to, due to different wordings and things of that nature, I felt like I may have been able to get out of the task. And That was my hope and my goal. Unfortunately, when he took me back to the summer court, everybody followed. And basically, I either had to agree to the task completely or everybody was going to be in a lot of trouble over there. So I finally sat down and agreed to the task.
And what was the task?
One of the first things he told me is I was not able to divulge it. I could only divulge it to 3 people, that being Reggie, Keel, and Nicholas, and to no others.
And his deal preceded mine?
I had agreed to his prior to yours. I didn't know what to
see.
do.
Then
I
you-
was hoping,
There is nothing you could have done. You were bound magically.
and for that I'm sorry. I'm guessing you already know what the deal was, and even before going, I still was hesitant whether I was even going to undertake the deal.
I do not know what the deal was. And if you cannot tell me, then I will
Well,
never know.
apparently I already broke that agreement with him, as I was forced into another agreement with him. We were tasked with kidnapping basically your wife and taking her to the summer court.
There's a pop and Zephyr disappears.
Son of a biscuit!
Leprechaun Mike, is that you?
Dad comes racing up the stairs. He comes running into the room, looking a little bit frantic.
All right, he's just a boy.
He looks at Zuki. I didn't do it. I don't know what happened, but
Reggie runs downstairs.
Zephyr's not there.
What happened? What's wrong with Zephyr?
He told me something and disappeared after he told me. I dare not repeat it because I don't know what the magic is bound up in what he told me.
Can you give me an idea of what it was about, what it was regarding?
Pertaining to some task he was given by the summer court.
So this is Mothra.
Probably.
I'm calling him, guys. I'm going over.
I pull the rapier out.
Malmarathir, 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 get your butt in here now.
His face appears floating.
Where is he? What did you do with him?
I have done nothing with him, if you must know. I am dreadfully sorry that he is currently a guest in my home, but he did that to himself.
Why?
Because he broke a deal with me. A binding contract was broken, and as such, he is being penalized. The court must decide what to do with him. It is out of my hands. I can plead his case if you like, but the Queens of Summer are very strict about deal breaker. It is our currency, and if I let anyone off the hook for whatever personal reasons, everyone will expect it. Surely you understand this, and turns to Dad and says, Come, Dilara, you know the way. Would you be any different? And Dad just kind of bows his head, doesn't want to answer.
I'm not leaving him there by himself.
I'm afraid that is beyond both of our control. I cannot visit him, you cannot visit him. You can come here if you like. You can petition the Queen of Summer if you like to see if you can visit him, but I do not have the power to grant that.
You said he's in your house.
Yes, he is. Because he broke the deal with me. He is in my house. He is in a locked chamber. awaiting the Queen of Summer. If I visit him before she arrives, or bring anyone to see him before she arrives, I will be punished, and in spite of the warm, sunny disposition that we Summer exhibit, trust me, her wrath is not something I would like to experience.
Can I ask in particular what deal was broken? We have a right to know as his friends and as people involved.
Yes, absolutely. He was not to inform anyone of our arrangement beyond you, Akil, or Nicholas.
Right. Is this the same sort of venture in which you promised that no one would be injured or hurt?
I beg your pardon? I did not promise that no one would be injured or hurt. I promised that I would not harm anyone.
Hmm.
I cannot promise that your actions will not cause repercussions. There is no way to know such a thing. And your handling of that situation was slapdash at best.
I will grit my teeth and try not to scream.
I'm not going to let him do this on his own.
I know. We're going to be there. We'll find a way. If not through him, through someone else.
Again,
Your bet.
I cannot conduct you to him now, but I can get you there for his trial.
No, I think we've had all that we can from you, so we'll just go above your head. You've done quite enough already, I believe.
I beg your pardon, Reginald?
You can beg it all you like.
Suki, may I have a word with you privately?
Yes.
And he waves his hand and a portal opens.
No, I don't need to go through a portal. You can talk to me. You have 1,000 ways to talk to me without me walking through a portal. What do you want to say?
We'll leave the room. I'll leave the room. I'll try to take them out with me.
Dad and Mom don't seem to be budging.
You've spoken to me before without other people hearing. Just speak to me now without other people hearing.
Very well. I believe the timing is not fortuitous, but I must call in my favor right now. It's not a thing that is going to make you any happier with me than you already aren't, but rest assured, I have no choice in this matter.
I'm sure. What is it?
There are forces beyond both of our control at work here, and those forces desire your mother spend some time at the summer court. And therefore, your repayment to me is to convince her come and stay here and learn about her heritage for a period of time. I realize what that will do to you and to her. I can assure you that she will be allowed to come out and visit your father, and that you will have free access to her while she is here.
What if I can't convince her?
I believe in you. I believe that you can do that.
But I can't control the free will of others.
It is true.
You can't ask me to do something that forces me to control somebody else's will when I don't have that ability.
That is true. I cannot. But I believe that if you gave it your sincerest effort, even if you told her that it was an obligation to me that was requiring you to do this, I truly believe that she would do this for you.
What if I give it my best effort and she says no? Is the deal that I give it my best effort, or is the deal that she comes to live in the summer court?
The deal is that she comes to live in the summer court. If you are not able to accomplish this, then we will have to discuss. There are options. You will not be seen as having broken the deal. You will be seen as being incapable of completing it. And then we either negotiate a different task, or you are in forfeit. And as I have no desire to see you in forfeit, I would come up with something else. But, again, the magic that binds us can tell if you truly are trying or if you are not. And if you
When
try to
you-
sabotage your efforts, it will be known.
When do you need her in summer?
Within the next 2 days. I am not a monster. I would not take her away so soon after she was returned. You do deserve a little time as a family.
How long do you need her there for?
A month. Your father will not be able to visit her here because he is winter and she is in summer.
I don't really have a choice in this, do I?
Sadly, you do not. And as much as you do not believe it, it pains me to ask.
I'm sure.
I realize my credit with you is not very high right now.
Well, I guess you don't need my agreement or my disagreement because it doesn't matter anyway.
It does not, but your agreement would be welcome and helpful.
I'll acknowledge I'm going to talk to her.
I suppose that is the best that I can hope for. Our story is not done, Zuko. I know you
When
wish
is
it
his
were.
trial?
What?
When is his trial?
His trial will be set by the Queen. I would imagine within a few days.
So he's going to be stuck there for a few days waiting on the Queen's whim?
I believe that is it, yes.
Is there any way to accelerate this process?
I will make an appeal on your behalf. How you do
I don't-
with your task may influence that appeal.
Okay.
I can say no more.
All right.
I truly am sorry.
I don't think I can believe you right now.
Very well. But, as you know, I cannot lie. I will leave you to it. And he fades out. And you snap out of it with Mom and Dad shaking you because you've been basically standing there motionless for 2 minutes. And they're like shouting at you, trying to wake you up.
I need to talk to you guys.
About what?
About what he just said.
Oh, were you talking with him?
Yeah.
Alone, or can your friends come back in?
They can come back in. Doesn't really matter at this point.
All right. Sit down.
No, I'm not. But they can come back in. Guys, you can come back in.
Yeah, we come back in.
I made a deal with him when Reggie was in trouble. That's not his fault. That was my fault because I thought it was the best thing for the situation. And I owe him a favor. And he's called in the favor.
Dad rolls his eyes. What does he want?
Summer wants Mom there for a month to learn about her heritage, I guess. Sounds like kind of the same deal that I've got with winter and with summer because I'm tied to both. But they want her there for a full month. And I can visit, but you can't.
Can't. I will not. Mom puts her hand on him. I understand, but look at the position our daughter is in. She is bound by the fairy magic. If she doesn't do this, she must do something else. Wouldn't you rather we bear the burden instead of her?
I don't want you to have to do that.
No, but you have sacrificed so much for so long, and it is at least partially my fault. I should never have left you. If I can do this for you, then I must.
There are things that are going on that we don't know about. Somehow you are of Summer and never knew that you were of Summer, and somehow Father never knew that you were of Summer, and he should have known that. He should have been able to tell. There's more that's going on than we are aware of, and maybe this is a way for us to get to the bottom of some of it. Maybe you going could be good.
Perhaps we can use their plan against them.
We just need to learn more.
I've never been good with bartering or bantering with the Fae, your father notwithstanding, but for you I will try. Dad's still looking at his feet kind of guiltily at the way he reacted. Right. Have no choice. It is what is best for her. But perhaps you can find out why it is that your mother is of Summer and that she didn't know and that I didn't know. Your grandmother is gone, but there must be some information left. Someone must know. I think someone has the episode playing in the background unmuted, possibly. Anyone want to check your browsers? Because mine says it's muted.
Already did for mine.
Mm-mm.
But
Have it on.
I think we should go sooner rather than later, and I think we should go together.
All right.
I want to get this over with.
All right then. When must I be there?
You don't have to be there if you don't want to for another day or two. But
You know what? I don't want to intrude because this feels like way big of an intrusion and it's your family. But as far as we know, take a day, be a family. Take a day with your mother and your father, get food, go out into the city, just spend some time together. Like, you've never had that. Like, and Mon Mothra can wait, and we will find a way to get Zephyr home. That is priority, but I don't think it's selfish to want to take a day to spend with your mom and dad before they're both sort of separated for some extended period of time.
I don't think we have that luxury.
Then we take that luxury. Even if it's just the two of them, you know, before you'll be able to see her, maybe the two of them want some time, and then you and her can leave in the
If
evening.
it were me sitting in a cell by myself right now, and you could be there and you could accelerate this and you could make it happen faster and you could get to the bottom of it faster,
Accelerate?
would you be like, no, I'm going to go gallop?
Zuki, I think you're misunderstanding. You are not going to accelerate anything.
He implied sooner that she gets there, the sooner we can make things happen with the Summer Queen and get this trial going so that he can get out.
Oh. So this is based off of you getting her there. Wow, he is a little devious, isn't he? Okay.
What if
Yeah.
What if you told him that you have secured her word that she would appear there tomorrow? That be sufficient inducement for him to act on your behalf.
Perhaps.
If I must let her go, then I will. It's 13 years. What's another, I suppose?
No. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
He almost sounds like Zephyr.
well, they say that girls are attracted
Oh,
to.
God.
Oh!
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 Ouch!
Oh, even their own fathers.
Oh!
Daddy Roach.
I can't believe you went there. Woof.
Okay. Well, so it sounds like poor Zephyr is going to be in a cell regardless for the next 48 hours until we can get a trial with the Summer Lady.
But that's the thing is he implied that perhaps this could be accelerated if I don't know if it's if she gets there or if a deal is made, but I'll call him. I'll tell him that she's agreed to it.
Okay. Yeah. Give him a call.
I call him.
He appeared. Well, I did not expect to see you again so soon. Oh, and everyone is here. Hello. It's so good to. Yes. And you, Delara. Yes. I can tell from the way you're staring at me that you know what's going on. Also, I'm sure that you won't believe it's not my fault, but there we are.
She's
So-
agreed.
She has. Very good.
Tomorrow morning. Can we make this happen? Can we get him out? Can we move this forward?
Tomorrow morning is when she will arrive, I believe, and I have your word and her word.
You have her word. You have my word that I did everything in my power to make this happen. To let it be her choice. You have her word. I don't know what else you need. How can I give you my word that she will follow through with her word?
I believe that if she merely says that she swears on the soul of summer that she will come tomorrow, that will be sufficient. And he looks at Mom, and she sighs and swear on the soul of summer I will arrive on the morrow. Good. There, that is settled, and then let me get to work then, on behalf of your friend. At the very least, perhaps I can, I don't know, secure a visit from perhaps 2 of you? Would that be adequate?
Wait, say that again?
I said that while I am working on expediting this, if I can get the Queen here sooner with him, then he will be allowed visitors, and I could probably arrange for 2 of you to visit him, if that would be acceptable to you.
Yes, I'm going.
Very well.
As soon as I can go, I'm going.
I hand my coins over to Keel and say, "Go pick up some big bad stuff, and we'll meet up soon. I'll keep an eye on our boy."
I don't know Alfredo, but sure.
I'll scribble down the address.
Very well, then I shall go and get to work, and I will call you as soon as I can. Do I have your permission to appear to you when the time is right?
When I can go there, yes. Yes, you
Yes.
do.
Very good. I will see you all soon. Kisses. And he's gone.
I turn to Zuki's father and be like, could you coach me on how to fight a fairy lord? Just for funsies.
I do believe that can be arranged.
Let's work on that.
Ditto.
Let's have some sparring sessions, maybe, and you could show me a few tips and tricks. I would really like to punch someone in the face with a chair.
Get in line.
Mm. Okay.
And then he glances over to Nicholas. Perhaps not you.
Oh,
Please do not take offense, but the shadow, it gives me pause. I
Well,
feel
that's offensive.
I asked you not to take offense, so that's on you.
Just saying it doesn't make it not happen.
Well, my intent was not to offend, but I feel somewhat certain that the powers that employ me not be happy were I to offer insights to one of your lineage as to how to combat our people. We have a long memory, you understand.
Racist.
Oh no, it is not your race. It is merely your line. In case you were not aware, your mother slaughtered thousands of our people. Possibly tens of thousands. So I hope you will not.
And
I think we need say no more.
so we're good. Training starts tomorrow.
I will grab Nick by the arm and we will start to, hey, do you want to go see about picking up some weapons while we wait for the call?
Most definitely.
Okay, let's head to the van, out of this room, with the temperature just raised by a few degrees. All right.
No, it's winter. It probably dropped.
And drop by a few degrees, all right.
And Mom looks over at Zuki and says, you know what I would like to do with the day?
What?
I haven't taken my daughter for ice cream in 13 years.
She's lactose intolerant. She did.
Damn it! Not from all of those desserts she's been eating. I don't think so.
Okay, let's do that. We'll go get ice cream.
Zuki, Mom, and Dad head off to get some ice cream. And Heel, Nick, and Reg,
Yes.
you guys head to Alfredo's?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Pizza by Alfredo. Meanwhile, Zephyr, you are in a nicely furnished room. There's food, drink. There's a bed. There's a chair. A locked door. A window.
Is Zoro with me?
No, Zoro is not with you. You were pulled without Zoro.
That's not fun. All right. Well, I start looking around the room.
Okay. What are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Well, first I'm going to go over to the window
Hmm?
and see if the window opens at all.
It's open.
And what do I see outside the window?
You see forest, you see trees, you see grass. You're a few stories up.
Watching Zephyr play this text-based adventure is like seriously one of my favorite things.
So I look out the window, and do I see any ways of climbing down or anything?
You do not.
And so, okay.
I mean, it's a stone wall. I'm sure there's finger holds you could try to climb if you want.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Well, before I head out the window, I'm gonna go try the door, see if the door opens.
It does not.
You said there was a desk. Okay. First, back at the door, is it a keyhole available to me, or?
No, there is not.
Okay. So I go on over to the desk and start pulling out drawers and stuff.
There's
And,
paper, there's a quill, some ink.
okay. I take the quill and ink and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And take the paper as well. Figure it must be mine since they put me here. Look over, take a look at the food.
Okay. It's looks like a light lunch type of thing. There's some meats and some cheeses, some fruit, bread, some wine.
Well, not having eaten yet, I sit down and start making myself some food.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at the moment.
Okay, so you make yourself a little plate and you start snacking away.
Yep, I do.
Okay. All right, let's go over to the gang that's headed to Alfredo's. So you guys go to Pizza by Alfredo, and this is one of those restaurants where very dark interior decor, with a lot of hanging lights, little candles on the tables, linen tablecloths. This is definitely an upscale pizza place that's in the North End.
Kind of
Okay.
like in Reggie's Dreams.
Yes. If Reggie owned a restaurant, it would look something like this, except it would have like silk tablecloth. People
I
would
would probably, more candlelight,
More
Yeah.
brooding.
more brooding, sensitive
better whiskey.
British brooding. Yes, better whiskey.
Yeah,
Good Scotch.
They have more wine here than they do whiskey.
Ugh.
Good wine if that's your that's your thing, but not, you know.
Yeah.
And you go in and the maitre d's there, and you see Alfredo in the corner booth.
How good is our relationship on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Wow.
it's about a 4.
Oh shit. Okay, good. I'm so glad you said that. I was gonna walk in there, guns blazing. Hello. We are here to see the boss man if he has an available second.
Glances over at Alfredo. Alfredo holds up his hand. Afraid the boss is a little busy at the moment, but if you would like to have a seat here and wait, I'm sure he'll be with you very soon.
Absolutely. Yes. Can we get an order of breadsticks or some garlic bread? Just think the nosh on. The garlic bread is really, really good here.
Is that all you want? You don't want anything else?
No,
Any...
are you too hungry? We just kind of had breakfast. Everything is good here. But the garlic bread in particular will change your life.
So just bread, huh? All right. Seems kind of impolite to me to show up at a restaurant and not eat anything, but okay, that's fine.
Tell the chef to surprise us. For a couple of newbies, a plate of food each on me.
That's more like it. And you, as you are shown to your table, you look in the corner, and Alfredo is just sitting there eating a plate of pasta, not actually talking to anyone. He's not doing anything. He doesn't look all that busy.
It's a power move.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
absolutely a
yeah.
power move. Reggie, you've seen this before.
Oh, hell yes. Yes. See this all the time.
And you guys wait a little while, and he brings out the garlic bread. It's a basket of garlic knots, and Reg wasn't kidding. These are some good garlic knots. And then he comes out with a plate of for each of you guys of linguine and clams, and a really nice white wine for each of you.
Ooh, well done. Compliments to the chef.
I will tell him you said so. And Alfredo definitely looks like the kind of guy who enjoys his pasta and his bread and anything else that might be put in front of him. If you didn't want to do business with him, you might use the word corpulent. But as you do, you often use robust instead.
Yes. If our relationship was better, I was going to walk in being like, how are you, you fat Italian bastard? But no, that would be disrespectful.
It would.
Yeah.
And after you guys eat, the waiter comes over and brings you some aperitifs, limoncello, little palate cleanser, like a little dessert beverage. After you've sipped on that and savored it a bit, he finally waves, and you guys are escorted over. And as you come over, you see a larger man walk from the back and go and stand behind him with arms crossed. Reg, give me a perception check.
27.
As the man goes and stands behind him, you see his visage flicker briefly, and you think you may have seen tusks on his face, or it shimmered back.
Like orc? A half orc?
You think possibly orc.
Okay. He's not being aggressive, and it would be foolhardy to make an aggressive move towards Alfredo, correct?
It would be unwise.
He doesn't look like he's coming forward. Like, it's not a scene from The Godfather, like, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's not one of those that they're waiting for you to slide in the booth and trap you. It's more, okay, he's meeting with someone that he's not sure of their motives, so bodyguard, come stand a little closer. That's kind of that's more the vibe you get.
Okay, cool.
It's like he's standing there to look intimidating, not making a menacing move.
I will try to make eye contact with Nick and Keel and sort of nod my head and just be like, play it cool. Like, yeah, I don't need to, but I just want them to be aware that he's standing there.
Okay. If you guys want to make insight checks to see if you pick up on what Reg is putting down.
It's a 15 for Keel.
11.
Oh, God.
So Keel, you get it, and also having that military law enforcement type training, you're picking up on what he's saying. And Nick, you're like, what? Do I have something on my face? What is it?
I can't take you in public, honestly.
Is it like some clam sauce? What's going on? Talk to me. And you arrive over. Oh, Reginald. So nice to see you.
Alfredo, always a pleasure. Thank you for taking time to visit with me today. I brought some friends that have never met you before.
So sorry to keep waiting. But you know how it is, business and all.
No apologies needed. You are a busy man. Like I said, we are grateful you were able to fit us in. We have come to talk to you about your side business. Do you feel comfortable discussing it out here on the restaurant floor?
Absolutely. This place is fine.
We've recently come into a bit of a windfall due to reasons, and we are looking...
tell, what kind of windfall?
I would like to pull out one of the gold pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, and put it on the table and sort of slide it over for him to examine.
Starts stroking his chin. He picks it up. Huh. Now that is interesting. Summer gold. And he puts it on the table and slides it back to you. Don't see that around here very much.
No, and because it's interesting, we thought you might be the man to talk to.
And are you looking to liquidate these assets.
We are indeed.
How many coins do you have?
I don't want to promise. Keel, did you give them to Zuki and Zephyr? Or do you have all of them?
Zephyr has his, but I'm holding on to Zuki still.
Okay, so then I will say we have 6 at our disposal.
Probably for about $6,500.
Does that seem fair to me? Can I do an insight check to see if he's just scamming me big
Sure,
time?
you can.
24.
He doesn't seem like he's scamming. It sounds like he was kind of calculating and figuring out what his profit margin should be. So you know that he's definitely taking a cut.
Right. But it's
But-
kind of like CarMax. Like he's not a big on haggling. Like this is the best he can do.
Right, this is the no haggle price. If you'd like to go try and have someone else fence your fairy coins, have a good time.
Good. Okay. Would we get a better deal if we use this to buy some things from you? We're looking for some firepower.
Firepower for what?
I trust your business acumen. So I also trust that what we discuss here stays here at this table, correct?
Well, of course it does. Can't go around ratting out my customers. Wouldn't have many, would I?
We're planning on taking on an elemental lord.
His eyes go wide for a second before he recovers his composure.
It's foolhardy, it's dangerous, but it's looking more and more to be a necessity. Do you have anything in your repertoire that we could use in order to take on something like this?
Elemental Lord. Which one? Earth, air, water.
Yes. Yes.
we will
When you
start
say
with
yes,
Earth.
you intend to take all of them on.
Not today.
We don't discriminate. We're a non-discrimination group. We share equally.
Mostly concentrating on Earth at the moment.
Not sure you have enough coins to afford anything that might affect an elemental lord, regardless of which one it was. Yes?
How about for maybe something related to, I don't know, just off the top of my head, just spitballing here, something maybe like a fairy court of the summer or winter. I'm just saying maybe like, something in that realm. Do we got something to afford that?
Oh, like weapons to use against fairies.
No, I'm just saying, like if you, not necessarily, but if something were more effective against, let's say, a summer night or a winter night. I mean, something along that lines.
Reginald, what have you gotten yourself into here?
Oh God!
You don't hunt small game, do you?
No, and it's always end of the world type stuff. But this is literally end of the world type stuff.
Are you sure you don't want something to kill one of the queens of the Fae while you're at it?
Oh, you got that?
Not this season, but maybe. No.
He gives
we're fine.
Nicholas a very icy stare, meant to convey that was sarcasm, you dolt.
You're right. I'm adult.
How many coins would we need in order to take on something from one of the elemental lords?
One of the elemental lords. You'd need a sack full of those at least. And I
Damn.
would be hard-pressed to find you something. Those are epic-level weapons. Those are the type that heroes go on legendary quests for. People write stories about them. Fictional nonsense like that. Yes.
Do you have a legendary quest?
I do not have a legendary quest. If I had a legendary quest, I would send my own people on it and claim the weapon for myself and then sell it for.
I'd have an exclamation point above my head, and you'd see it when you walked in the restaurant.
As it is, I have 3 red question marks.
Okay. Well, thank you. We will keep that in mind, but we would be happy to let you fence to exchange this for cash. Thank you, and we will keep doing research. And unless Nick Keel, is there a weapon? Do you need a new hammer? This is the place to shop if you're looking for something exotic.
I could
Maybe
find you weapons that would work against the Fae, but most mystical weapons would do that.
Right. Nick Keel, you looking to upgrade?
Mystical shields? I mean, it doesn't have to be like epic level. It could be kind of like awesome level. Kinda awesome. Like, even I would take like good level. Keel?
In all honesty, anything to help the group.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while since we sort of upgraded our weaponry. Okay, knowing that, I would ask point blank about like an upgrade for a shield, Nicholas, like a mystical type shield, and you're free to skip over to Zuki and Zeph if you want to do a little research while we sit in the restaurant. But a shield for him, like a better hammer for you, Keel?
What's your hammer, Keel?
I've got a standard warhammer.
+1 or +0?
It's a +0.
And then I'm looking for any sort of interesting cloak or crossbow, something within those realms.
Well, which is it, a cloak or a crossbow or both?
Both. Why not? I'm going to treat myself.
What would you like this cloak to do?
Make me harder to see.
All right. Let me see what I can do. He pulls out a phone and he punches a few things in. And then he puts his phone back down. I just need to wait for my suppliers, see what it is that they come back with. Give me a few moments. If you want to go and wait back at your booth, perhaps you could have dessert, some tiramisu, flan, or gelati.
Ooh, how's that sound, boys?
Sounds good.
Yeah. We head back to the booth and wait for dessert.
All
This
right.
is like regular dessert episode.
We'll cut over to Zuki mom and dad. Are you anything you want to talk about with them, or is it just this really weird idyllic day of this elf and these 2 half elves trying desperately to blend in the normal world, going and doing ridiculously mundane things like ice cream and
Twitch can't see it right now, but in our Discord chat, I just posted a picture of a very 1950s looking family in a soda shop eating very 1950s looking ice cream sundaes.
Can I
Although
ask?
I don't think it's actually Sundays. Now it's starting to look like maybe it's pork or a dinner of some kind. I don't know. But yeah,
That's Neapolitan.
is it? I can't tell. It's weird. It's
I'm
small.
not wearing
It's-
my glasses, so I can't see what it is that you've posted, but I
Yeah.
can see that it's something.
Nope, it's very, very quaint.
Can all of you please start posting pictures of yummy, delicious desserts? Now I want nothing more in the world than a brownie and ice cream on top of said brownie. And
And
ugh.
Hot fudge
I-
with pecans.
I did not have dinner. Instead, I went to an improv show that took longer than it was supposed to, so I didn't get to eat. So this food is torture. But thank you.
Is there any reason for them to spend any point during that day going and checking out? Because they did mention the old house, the one that her grandma lived in, that her mom had lived in too. Is there any reason for them to go check that out?
They could go check. You got the three of you want to go check that out? Sure.
Sure. Is it still in their name? Like,
Oh.
or is it owned by somebody else now?
I don't know. You haven't never looked into that. Let's find out, shall we?
Let's find out.
Okay. So Zuki, mom and dad head toward the old neighborhood, and you were really small when you ran or when you were taken from there by foster care,
I was
but you still remember it, and so you're starting to have flashbacks of your childhood there. And you were what, 6 when mom left?
yes, 5 when mom left.
5
8
when mom left, 8 when grandma died. And so you do have a lot of fond memories, fewer with mom because you were 5, but you still do have some strong memories of her. And as you turn the corner, you can see the house. It's like halfway down the street, and it doesn't look any different. The paint looks a little bit newer, but the colors are the same. Everything looks the same. Are you guys going to just walk up to the door?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Give me a perception check. That's going to jail.
Ooh, that is nice. 16, 23.
Okay, so Zuki, as you are walking down the street toward the house, you're like scanning because you're used to having your guard up pretty much everywhere you go now. You even places where you feel safe, you set traps and things. So as you're walking, you notice some carefully concealed cameras scanning back and forth.
Okay.
And
Attached to the
Dad and
house or
Mom-
attached to, like trees and stuff outside the house? Like,
trees outside the house. Dad and Mom don't
Yeah.
seem to have noticed and are kind of following your lead and continuing to walk closer.
can I subtly kind of indicate the cameras to them
Sure.
without it being super obvious to the cameras?
Why not?
Okay.
And with that nudging, it's enough for them to notice, and they stop. And Dad looks closely, and he gestures a little bit with his hands and squints his eyes. And I'm not sure whose handiwork this is. It is sophisticated technology. At a guess, I would say Ben, says Ben kind of bitterly.
Well, they don't know about me. You want me to go up there? I mean, I don't have to say who I am.
Mom looks hesitant. Dad thinks about it. About to say no and then stops. No, that might not be a bad idea. Why don't you see what you can find out? We will retreat to the corner. I definitely, if it is Ben, I should not be seen. Not sure what they know about your mother.
Okay. So I go up and I knock on the door.
Okay, you knock on the door, and after a few minutes, a woman comes to the door. She looks like she's maybe in her 40s, and looks like typical suburban housewife. Yes, can I help you?
Hi, my name's Elizabeth. This is gonna sound really weird. When I was like 8, I used to live right down the street, and I like my best friend. One of my best friends lived in this house. Do you? I didn't know if they still lived here. I guess not.
Huh.
Oh,
What was your friend's name?
Mizuki. It was her and her mom and her grandma.
Um,
Yeah. Do you know when did you guys move in here?
uh, we've lived here about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we bought it from a couple. They said that they bought it from an estate sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do you happen to know where the other family? Well, if it was 10 years ago, do you happen to know where that other family might have gone to? I'd love to track her down.
You know, I had a forwarding address, but I mean that was 10 years ago. I mean, I suppose I could check the filing cabinet if you want. See if I can locate that. Do you want to come in and sit down?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Oh God.
Okay. Zuki, you come in and give me a perception.
22.
Yes, you see the 30 guns pointed at you. as
No,
you
no,
walk in.
there's no guns, but you notice a couple of what look like electric eyes just inside the doorway. Like too low, too high, but not all the way up on the doorway, pointing at each other across either side. You don't see anything, but you know that if you walk in, that you're going to break through those beams, whatever they are.
Okay, so I walk in and I just kind of hang out in the little entryway area without breaking through those beams.
No, if you walk in, you will break the beams. They're mounted on the inside of the door or the door frame.
Um, you know what? I look over at them and I look at her and I say, "Wow, security in this neighborhood is really intense. Have you guys had issues?"
There have been some break-ins, yeah. It's not the
Yeah, I haven't
neighborhood it
seen
was.
break-ins. This is like high level stuff here, right?
It's not the same neighborhood it was when we moved in. We'd moved, but the property values have gone down a lot, and we're not sure we could recoup our investment. So we're just trying to wait till it's paid off or it rebounds.
Huh. Wow. So instead you're investing in some high security. Whoa.
Yeah.
So gosh, it's a little cold in here. I pull up my hood
Okay. And
and then I walk through the little eyes
okay.
with my hood up.
Okay. And you step into the room. She closes the door. And she's, wait here. I'm going to go into the office and I'll see what I can find.
Okay, thanks.
I'm laughing because I just saw what Billy posted in the behind the scenes chat.
Well, while she's in there, I'm gonna look around as fast as I can and see if I see anything that gives me any clue to what's going on here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Oh, I'm rolling so good tonight. 22.
Okay, you see a lot more high-tech stuff, and it doesn't all see. I mean, you don't know a lot about this, but it doesn't seem like it's just security. It seems like there's other kinds of sensors and things here.
Do I hear any indication that there are other people in the house, or do I see any indication that there are other people in the house?
I think you hear like beeping and whirring kind of noise.
Okay. And what do the windows look like? Do the windows look like if I had to get out real fast that I could?
You look over at the windows and you realize that they're a little bit tinted, and probably couldn't see in them from the outside. Now that you're inside and looking, and you think that this might be some special glass.
Okay. I tried the door handle to see if it's locked or unlocked.
It is locked.
Interesting.
Wow, so interesting. It's crazy.
Is there a crack under the door that,
There-
like, I don't know, like a cockroach could crawl under?
There is.
Yeah, that sounds like probably a good idea for me to do, huh?
Are you gonna roach out?
Yeah, I think I'm going to exit stage left.
Tracy,
Okay.
as you move towards the door, I need you to roll 4d6 6 times, please.
And you you scrabble under the door.
I'm gonna rendezvous with mom and dad and fill them in on what I discovered.
Dad starts to make a move toward the house, and Mom puts a hand on his shoulder. Don't you think that would be a bit obvious?
I think checking out this place may not be a bad thing, but maybe not right now.
All right.
Or maybe not in this way, especially if Ben is looking for you and if mom has some obligations and maybe Ben is looking for her too. And this just might not be a good time or place to do this.
I was just going.
Besides, I have some connections to Ben and maybe we could find out in better ways.
I was just going to freeze the pipes and perhaps crack the foundation, but if you think that's a bad idea.
I mean, it's a choice, but it might not be necessary.
Size. Very well. Something definitely going on here. That should be your house.
I'm doing okay right now. We'll worry about where I might live next year, maybe next year. I don't know. Yeah. But at least we know there's something weird going on here. So that's good, I guess.
Where would you like to go to next?
Well, what time is it?
It's probably close to dinner time. You had your ice cream, you went for a nice stroll, and then you went to check out the old house.
Yeah, we'll probably end up going out to dinner. It'll probably be really boring.
So you pick some place for dinner, you guys all go out. Or does Zuki try to have dessert for dinner?
Oh, no. She's going to have a full dinner and a full dessert. Why
Okay.
skimp?
Pineapple
What
pizza?
are you, new?
Pineapple pizza, or is that only good cold?
No, she's going to let mom pick. Because mom's been in a coma for 13 years. She can pick dinner.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Mom takes you
But
guys.
it's good dinner. It's lovely.
She takes you to a place in Boston called Legal Seafood, a fairly upscale seafood restaurant. And as she's walking, she tells you that this is where Dad took her for their first anniversary.
And I asked how much on the menu is vegetarian.
Oy, boy.
I'm sure we can find you something.
All right.
Like a napkin?
Now, upscale place like Legals would have vegetarian dishes.
Like a kelp salad.
You can order the lobster with little eyes or the the crab. And
Mom asks if you want them to order vegetarian as well because she doesn't want to upset you by eating animals in front of you.
well, wait, have you seen my friends? They eat whatever they want to eat. I'll be fine.
All right. And so you guys go out for a nice seafood dinner, except you have like corn chowder instead of clam chowder and some other vegetarian dishes. They have like a fake sea scallop that tastes pretty good. Meantime, Zephyr, as the afternoon wears on and you're eating food, there is a knock on the door.
Enter.
The door swings open, and you see a regal woman with very tall, with leaves woven into her hair, and a crown, looking very majestic.
If I'm not, I quickly stand up and bow politely.
She nods to you. Well, at least you know how to behave when royalty walks in the room. That is a point in your favor. You understand why you are here.
To be honest, no, I don't.
You have broken a deal. A member of the Fey Court.
And which deal would that be?
That would be your deal with Lord Malmarathir, wherein you swore not to tell anyone other than 3 individuals about your arrangement.
Well, in my defense, he basically made it clear that that deal was broken and put me in prison and then struck up a new deal with me. I didn't realize that the original deal was still in effect.
Just because you have broken your word once does not give you freedom to continue to break it. There are still consequences for actions.
Well, and again, I thought he had mentioned that this took care of everything and that I was good at this point. I obviously misunderstood what he was saying.
It would appear so.
Because during the second deal, he made it very clear who I was unable to tell about it. And so I didn't realize that there were still strictures on what I could or could not say.
Well, that is unfortunate. Deals are our currency here. And we cannot afford to make exceptions to people who are disrespectful of the rules, whether willful or not.
Yeah, I've gotten that about you people.
Ooh.
You people.
Elves, this whole thing.
Well, if you find dealing with us so distasteful, why then you keep doing it? Because I believe I can recall multiple deals that you have made with us. For someone who finds us so abhorrent, you keep coming back.
Actually, I only recall a single deal that I've made with you.
I believe you made a deal for power, a deal for the safety of your friends, and a deal to make amends for the last time you broke a deal. That is 3 by my count.
Well, I was counting. I made a deal and then was given a task. I didn't realize you were counting that as another deal. So yes, I guess 3 deals. However, I was forced into 2 of those 3. And so if it wasn't my asking for those to happen.
I'm sorry, you were forced. Are you saying that you did not choose those deals freely?
You know, you're so wise and you're so right. And I'm obviously incapable of keeping up with your intellect or your wisdom.
I may seem patient to you, but disrespect ill becomes one in the presence of the Queen of Summer.
Well,
she
I
clenches-
haven't been trying to show
And she clenches her
disrespect.
fist, and you just double over in pain to the ground.
Okay, I throw a couple birds on my way down.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I throw a couple birds on my way.
It's a reactionary response. It's no disrespect.
Pure reflex.
Give me a Constitution save.
That would be an 8.
Ooh. As you struggle and you put your fingers up and you're defiant, you find yourself unable to catch your breath. It's like your worst asthma attack ever, only times 10.
Okay.
And
I try to reach for my inhaler.
you can't. You're just
Okay.
and you're starting to see spots in front of your eyes. Do anything or
Looks like I go to pass out.
and after what's your constitution bonus is a 0, right?
Correct.
I know you can hold your breath a certain number of minutes for each plus. I wonder how many minutes you can hold your breath for a 0. Fire, do you know that
I'm
off the top of your
guessing
head?
about 30
Or
seconds.
do I need to Google it?
There's a flat number.
We won't worry about Googling it. We'll say that you can probably hold your breath for about a minute tops. And that the pain makes it less. And so after about 30 seconds, you pass out.
Okay.
And when you come to a few minutes later, you're laying in the bed and she is sitting in the chair on the other side of the room. Would you care to try that again?
You know, I've already bowed down to your wisdom. I don't know what you want from me.
I think perhaps some sincere respect would not be amiss. I am questioning the sincerity of your motive and your words. And those middle fingers that you raised tell me that I am right to question it.
Well, I guess I've had poor experiences with your kind. And respect is something that's earned. I was respectful when you came in and would continue being respectful. Except I'll be honest, I can't deal with your courts. You're going to do to me what you're going to do to me. And frankly, that's where I'm at. So if that's not respectful enough for you, then I'm sorry. I'm not of your court. I'm not of your land. I've been brought here against my will. Now you say it's because of things that I've done, and maybe it is based on your rules and not my country's rules. And that's just where I'm at.
Unfortunately, you made deals with us, knowing full well what our ways were, even if you did not understand their intricacies. You were happy to make the deal when you thought you were gaining something. We could even include a fourth deal if we include the gift we were given of good health.
Which
you-
I never asked for. It was forced upon me by somebody that I find odious, to be honest.
Would have rejected it, said, "No, I will not take this," but you accepted it, consequence-free.
Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. Again, what would you like me to say? What would you like me to do? You obviously have full control over me.
It is true. And yet you continue to be in the face of your peril.
I have offered myself to you. What more do you want from me?
A bit of courtesy, a bit less defiance in your tone. I own more of you than you realize at this point. Tell me, desire to see your friends again? One particular friend?
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that, for I know that my words will probably be twisted.
They will not be twisted. I am merely seeking information. This is not a deal or a bargain, it is merely a conversation.
And is it a redundant question or is it an actual question?
It is an actual question.
Of course. I would think any fool would see that.
Yes, but you seem to be any fool. Is even a fool able to tell that his actions are not bringing him closer to his goal?
Well, like
Tell
I
me.
said, I'm in your power. You do what you're going to do to me.
Is your pride and defiance truly more important than getting what you want? Again, I honestly wish to know.
I am honestly here, and I have no idea what more you want from me.
I cannot say it any more plainly than I have. Perhaps you must meditate upon this.
If you feel I must.
And she gestures over at you, and your guitar lifts up off of your shoulders, drifts toward.
Well, I grab hold of it.
Okay, give me a strength check.
I actually rolled something in double digits. That'll be an 18.
Oh, snap.
So you're holding against it, and you're struggling, and it's pulling away from you, and it snaps out of your grip and drifts across to her.
Okay.
I am not stealing this from you. I am merely holding on to it, that you can think more. Turn. And she closes the door after her. And that is where we're going to take our break tonight.
Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back after a few minutes. We're going to grab a snack, a drink, hit the restroom, and yes, none of this was what I planned for tonight's episode. So if these guys were in the Monday night, if all of these guys were in the Monday night campaign, who knows how many episodes we would have left. But, I have John and I have Heath, and they may actually where I want them to go. I know that, the rest of these guys know,
Wow.
but
Thanks a lot.
No, I own that like a badge of courage.
I was like, are you honestly
I'll
telling
let-
Are you honestly telling me that you don't revel in watching the look on my face when you have gone a place that I have absolutely no idea what to do with?
I don't know what you're talking about.
From an RP perspective, I've never been more proud of Wolf in my entire freaking life. That was great.
Absolutely.
Live your truth, baby. Live your truth. Die in that cell.
Yeah, that's what I've got to do, man.
Like burn that guitar and just live it.
All right. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes to find out what happens to Zephyr. We'll see you guys soon. Hey, welcome back. Hope we didn't keep you waiting too long with the fate of Zephyr in the balance, or is that too dramatic? And just in case you didn't notice, Reg is standing up again to ask, are you in Callie's corner? Vote today. And thanks, Fire, for modding for us and for keeping that vote link going up. I know we don't call out Fire enough, but she mods a lot of our shows, and she's always around helping, so yay, Fire! Uh, little heart thing for her. Yay, we love you. If you haven't voted, please do. If you arrived late and don't know what we're talking about, click the link that Fire just threw up. Um, she has her own. Nightbot command, which is awesome. So yes, please go vote. Support our Callie, so we can get her on stage at TwitchCon. We promise that Reg, myself, and Subs will take lots of pictures if we get her on the stage and put them in the common room and wherever else, and we'll do like interview segments and whatever we have to make it worth your while. Maybe we'll even come up with some kind of prize to do from there if we can get her on stage. Who can say? That's me just running my mouth again, but that's what I do. I say dumb things, and then Billy and Tracy have to figure out how to bail me out. It's pretty much our relationship. So everybody wins, except them. I win sometimes. Okay, enough rambling. Before we left, when we last left our heroes, Zephyr had mouthed off a whole bunch to the Queen of Summer, and she decided to show her displeasure first by painfully taking his consciousness from him, and then when that didn't take him down a peg, by taking away his favorite guitar. And that's where we left our heroes. Let's leave him stewing in his cell a while as we come back to Pizza by Alfredo.
You know, guys, I have to be honest. We've been kind of like running ourselves ragged. I hope everyone is having as pleasant a day as we are having. I mean, just nice conversation, good food, you know, gelato. Have you had any of this gelato? It's like transcendent, you know? It's so good.
And eventually he motions you guys back over.
No, let's go back. Yep, he's ready. Are you ready? I'm gonna have one more bite. Just one more bite. I gotta put it away. It's going straight to my hips. All right, let's go.
All right, I've hauled in a few things, and I believe I can get you magical shield, magical hammer, magical crossbow, and a fey cloak.
Oh, okay. And where does that leave us, expenses-wise?
A bit short, I'm afraid. These things.
Okay. Okay.
The cost for all of this is about 20,000.
So when you say a bit short, it's like normally I'm thinking like, oh, like a couple hundred, like we're like $14,000 short. Okay.
If you came up with a few more coins, and I don't know, I guess it depends on how many coins you actually came up with. You were able to acquire a few more of these, and $6,000 or $7,000, we could call it even.
Do I have $6,000 or $7,000?
You are pretty tapped out at the moment.
Okay.
As I recall, you shot your wad, so to speak, and started reacquiring funds.
Oh, I bought Zuki the snow globe. Yeah. Okay. What if we took out the cloak and the crossbow? Would we have enough to get the shield and the hammer?
That would bring us down to 10,000. That would cut it in half.
I mean, could we work in trade here? Do you have something that needs to be done? You know what it's like to have me on retainer to help out with something down the line.
I do, but I think if you could secure a few more of these coins, that That would
Okay.
be ideal.
What if
Okay.
we had 8?
If you had 8 coins, I would say we had a deal.
I feel bad about using coins that don't necessarily belong to us. Is the deal? There's something to be said about honor amongst a group working, but it's good to know that we can always come back here if we want to. I don't want to spend Zuki's money for her. Does that make sense? And not get anything for her in return.
She's got a job.
She does. She honestly probably gets paid better than all of us. Okay. We will come back with the money some other time. Thank you so much. We
All
just
right,
don't have it.
How much of the gear do you want me to have delivered here?
It's probably going to take us a little bit of time because I don't know. Do you know what it's like to live in a world where money, the concept of money, is sort of a nebulous concept, and you never really know when you're going to come into some. It's just like at the whim of a god or something like that when you're going to get that sort of windfall.
A benevolent one.
A benevolent sort of figure who sounds like you and like our friend Mikey. Like, but just you never know when you're going to come into it.
I can't say as I do. I tend to have a pretty lucrative cash flow.
I understand.
Perhaps you are in the wrong line of work.
That's possible. I've always wanted to be a crime lord. Okay, thank you so much. You can definitely hold the shield and the hammer here. We will be back as soon as we can to have those picked up from the restaurant as soon as we can.
Very good. I will have them delivered here and awaiting.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All
Pleasure
right.
doing business with you. As you are purchasing, throw in the meal for...
Oh, thank you so much. The food really was worth it. It's always good to see you, but the food is just the icing. Thank you, Alfredo.
Have a pleasant day, Reginald.
I will make my way out.
Who posted
the restaurant.
Who posted the cosmic brownie in the? That's just mean. That's
He's a terrible
evil. Oh, Zuki, that's just cruel.
I got to take care of my baby.
What about your DM? Don't you have to take care of your DM? You should have driven over here at
Yeah,
intermission with a brownie.
Brian, look under your keyboard.
There you go.
Whoa! That would have been
Everybody
epic.
look under the keyboard, and you got a brownie.
You got a
And
brownie.
You got a
And
brownie.
you got.
Hey, Reg, you remember the things back at that shop where the guy got, on vacation from Ben?
Zodlov?
They had some items
They
as
did.
well.
But I still feel, Keel, and I don't mean for this to be offensive, I still feel gross about this. Like, they jacked up the prices by quite a bit.
Well,
and
now
I don't-
we got Keel, resident Ben guy.
Oh, does it?
Ben
Do
discount.
you get an
Ben
employee discount? Do you get an employee, like a cast member discount?
Not for Zardlov's shop. It's still Zardlov's shop. Like
Yeah.
I said, they're watching over it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
No,
you
they
needed to
wouldn't give me
appropriate some of
anything.
the items for work. I mean, I can mention some items that you might need for work.
Possibly,
One-
but
One
There's
of them
gonna
in
be
a
no
mahogany
way.
box. It's real cool.
Zuki,
Wait, this is the one that was worth like thousands and thousands of dollars, correct?
You don't disrespect its memory with mentioning dollars. Talk about it with love.
You while you and mom and dad are having uh-oh,
No!
I scared her away. Well, let's give her a second to see if she comes back, or if we have to switch to technical difficulties again.
Consequence for the brownie.
You scared her away. You said a name, and just like that,
Like a
she was
cockroach,
gone.
she just skittered off.
What? I'm here. That
Oh,
was
okay.
crazy.
That was crazy. So while you were sitting there enjoying fancy dessert at Legal Seafood, you hear a buzzing in your ear.
In my ear?
Yes,
Okay. Like,
and you hear kind of a
do I
whisper.
know?
You hear kind of a whisper. I can't
Okay.
exactly appear over the table of a restaurant. It's time, if you wish to see him.
Absolutely.
You bringing with you?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I'm at dinner with mom and dad. I look over at them. I say, I need to go to summer now. Do you want to go now, or do you want to go tomorrow morning?
I would rather go tomorrow morning. Perhaps your father and I can enjoy one night together.
Okay.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Then I'll probably see you tomorrow. I hope you guys have a nice dinner.
Thank you. I think we will. We will find you at the house in the morning.
The house you just saw today?
No, the one where you brought me.
Oh, got it. Yes. That makes more sense.
Yes, I feel we should
Yeah,
stay
I'll be
away
there.
from. I feel we should stay away from our old house for now. But
That sounds like a very intelligent idea.
they both hug you and thanks you. A nice day.
Thank you. So I step outside.
Okay.
Did we ever establish who was going to? I mean, it was Reggie, right?
I don't think we established.
Oh crud. So I'm like, are you still there?
So I'm waiting to open a portal for you. I'm going to have to ask you to go someplace a bit more quiet than this busy thoroughfare. But yes, I'm ready to bring you through whenever you are ready.
I believe at least one more of our party wanted to come through. It may have been Reggie. Is he able to come through separately, or do I need to go to him first and get him?
You will need to be with him.
You can't handle. You're just not quite powerful enough to handle transporting us separately. That doesn't.
It is not a question of power, dear, but that is very clever of you. You gave me permission to contact you. He did not. I cannot locate him without that permission.
Oh, I thought you could just talk to him and be like, "Hey, Reggie, do you want to come here now?" That's okay. I understand. You'll get there. I guess I'll just call him.
Your cell phone rings, Reg.
Go for the agent.
It's time. Apparently, he has to transport us both at the same time. It's too hard to transport us separately.
He doesn't have the power to open two portals.
Wait, hang on. Hold on just a minute. If he gives you permission over the phone, would that work for you?
I could work with that, yes.
All right, hold on a minute. I mean, are you like, do I just hold up the phone to my ear? Like, how are you going to be able to hear this?
Put it on speaker.
Okay. I put the phone on speaker.
And you hear over the phone, Reginald, do I have your permission to contact you where you are and not through this archaic device?
Yes, you do.
And then you hear his voice in your ear directly. Much better. Not easy restraining myself so that I don't break her phone.
I don't think I've ever seen you restrain yourself from anything.
You have, you were just not aware. But that's all right, you'll get there. Would you care to come through to summer now?
Yes, please.
and yeah, he says to step out into the alley, and he tells Yuzuki
Okay.
to go around around the corner into an alleyway,
I go around the corner into an alleyway.
and you hear the sound of a portal opening. You think it's coming from behind the dumpster.
Ooh, I check behind the dumpster.
There's
Is there
a portal. There is a portal,
I step through the portal.
and you are in the drawing room at Malmarathir's manor.
Is he there?
He is. And Reg, do you go around the corner and step through the portal?
I do. I go through the dumpster portal. New band name. Call it. Am I in the
Oh,
drawing room?
Damn it! Yes, you are. Do you say anything to these two, or?
Yeah. Well, they were there when we were on speaker, so I imagine that they were. I fill them in. I'm just going to be like, all right, I'll try to go get our boy. If anything, go talk to our rep over at the Plaster Dragon. God, it's been so long. Who is that? What was his name?
Sam?
Sam over at the Plaster Dragon, and Sam might be able to open a way to you guys if I don't check in with you within, an appropriate amount of time, and then you have to mount up. Like, he's the one to do that. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And
Please.
Keel and I are going to go shopping.
Reg steps through a couple seconds after Yuzuki in the drawing room.
As soon as I get there, where is he? I want to see him now. Where is he?
I will take you to him. Perhaps we can talk while we walk.
I believe the lady said what she wanted, and I happen to agree with her.
Very well, I will be.
You're welcome to say anything you want as long as we are walking in that direction.
He turns and starts walking. Just so you know, as a show of good faith, although we did not specifically negotiate safe passage, I merely offered an audience. I am not going to use any linguistic trickery here. I understand what you are looking for and am doing my best to provide it.
Okay, thank you.
You should be aware that your friend is not acting in his own best interests.
That makes sense.
I'm so proud of him.
You should not be. He was exceedingly disrespectful to the Queen of Summer. And upon punishment by the Queen, he continued to be disrespectful. She asked him merely to show courtesy and respect, and that seems to be beyond him. I don't see him getting out of this if he continues his defiant ways.
Oh, God.
Again, beyond my control, I am just informing you as much as I can.
Yes, God, it's almost like this young man has had such limited experience with the fairy courts that someone must have set a bad example to him and put him down a wrong path. If only we could figure out who did that. If only we knew who set him on this course to distrust all things fairy.
It is not a question of distrust. It is more a question of sarcasm and disrespect. If you follow my meaning, Reginald.
From you, okay? I learned it from one.
He sighs. I will take you to him. I will say no more. I am trying to help. You don't believe me? That is fine. But if he dies, it is not on my hand.
Thank you for leading us to him. Thank you for the safe passage. Thank you for the non-verbal linguistics. I am appreciative, but you have to understand, in my mind, this is you crawling up from a hole that you have dug yourself. I understand that there's other things at play here and other things at work. I'm not new to this game. But right now, the way the cards are dealt, you are not making.
And they froze it. Dang it. Oh, if only I know
a
that I
very
was going
good
to say.
argument that you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing. It's going like red,
Yeah.
green, red.
I was trying to get my screen grab tool because the face that it froze on for Trace was awesome. And by awesome, I mean embarrassing, and I couldn't get it in time, so I'm sorry.
Red, green.
Darn it. That's so sad. I'm so sad for you.
Oh,
I thought you
wow.
might be.
All right, I will log out and then log back in, see if that works.
All right, let's try that. Hang on, let me switch to technical difficulties first, and then we'll do the log out, log back in. Okay, and go. And go. And we are back. For however long that lasts. Let's see what we can do. Ride the wave. All right, so where we were was Reg was telling Malmarathir exactly what he thought of him and how he feels that it's Malmarathir trying to just dig out of his own personal hole. And so,
So is it Tuesday?
what's that?
So is it Tuesday?
Yes.
The Tuesday because he's telling Malmarathir what he thinks of him. Sorry.
And, yeah, and basically telling him no real sympathy here. So, Reg, did you want to continue your diatribe, or are we good?
Oh no.
All right. Well, while we're waiting to see what goes on with them, why don't we switch over to Keel and Nick for?
Nick, I keep telling you, there's just no way I'm going to get a discount at Zarlov just because Ben agents are working there.
But what's it gonna hurt?
So you guys head over to Zardlev's.
Yes.
I like your decisions, man.
Okay, so you guys go to Zardlev's, go in, and there's a different man wearing a black suit, and black glasses, behind the counter.
Go, Keel. It's your turn.
Oh, like, can I help you?
I'll walk up and pull out my ID badge.
Oh, federal guy, eh? Ooh, look who's fancy. What can I do for you?
Yeah, we both know I'm not the only federal guy in here. You can drop the act.
Oh, all right. I'll drop the act. So, we all know what's going on. What can I do for you?
Nick, what can he do for you?
Well, there's a mahogany box that's practically worth nothing that Zardlev's got here. We came back to buy it. He was going to sell it to us. So he's not here. Where is he at?
Well, since we all know what's going on here, you know he's on vacation. And so,
Still?
still,
It's been like a day or two.
how long are your vacations?
I don't know. Not long enough.
Back
So,
when he's back.
great. He should have our names down. I believe it was under. Do you have a list? I'll show you where it's on the list.
No, there's not a list. I know what item you're talking about.
The crappy old mahogany box.
Yeah, I know what it is, and I know it's not crappy, and I know you can't afford it. Looking at you, and I know you can't afford it.
Well, that's insulting.
Take it or leave it. And by take it or leave it, I mean the comment, not the box.
Oh, that's not an offer to take it.
Nope, sure isn't.
Get it with the NB thing.
Like I said, Nick, there's nothing I can do regarding this whole thing.
Tell them we eat it nay for the Ishin May.
You're
Gosh.
speaking like pig Latin in front of me, and I'm not supposed to understand what you're saying?
It's code. Shh.
Oh, this guy's good.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Tell him.
Nick.
Tell him about the mission.
Apparently, this item is supposed to be covered.
Item is supposed to be covered by what?
The costs. It should just be covered.
Nope, don't got anything about that. As far as I know, let me see your badge number again.
And I'll hand it to him.
And he goes, and he pulls a little device out from behind the counter and punches your badge number in. No, I don't show you on any sanctioned missions with any budgetary allocations on them, so sorry, but this is not a place for you to requisition gear. If you want to requisition gear, you're going to have to go to the trailer.
Fair enough. Appreciate it.
Hey, anytime.
I'll grab Nick by the scruff of his neck and drag him out.
Meantime, over in the summer court, you guys are walking along, and Malmarthir is continuing to try to plead his case and say this one's not his fault. He knows that you hate him and that you have your reasons, but this one's not on him.
Okay. Time will tell. I understand, and like I said, I'm appreciative of everything you've done for us up to this point. But right now, we have a friend that's in a cell because of a bargain he made with you, and my priority.
Because of a bargain that he broke. You know how the rules work.
I do, but he doesn't. He's a child. You could have taught him. You could have shown him the ways. You could have warned him beforehand. This was the equivalent of giving a child who doesn't know how to use a gun. And you see no problem with this. You prey on the weak. Are you happy with yourself? Did you get what you wanted?
Yes.
Good. Great. I didn't. Because right now, one of my friends is in a cell. So I'm glad you got what you want. But if you're looking for us to feel sorry for you because you had to make a bad decision or a rough decision, you will find no sympathy here. You will find respect because you are granting some towards us at this moment. But sympathy, you will find none.
I think that there's a misunderstanding here.
Please.
I did
Enlighten.
not, I did not make a choice. Everything that has happened here today is beyond my control.
Hmm. Everything that happened here today is not within your control.
That is correct. When a deal is
Okay.
broken, things trigger automatically. I cannot choose to let him off the hook, so to speak.
Do you like this feeling of helplessness?
I am used to it.
So is Zephyr.
Then we have that in common. Here. Here is his room. Not a cell, it is quite well appointed. You'll find that he is being kept comfortable. We are not monsters. Call me when you are done. I will not eavesdrop.
Thank you.
And he motions, the door swings open. And once you guys are in, he motions and it swings closed. Zephyr, you're sitting on the bed. And door opens and you see Zuki and Reg come in.
And I jump out of the bed and said, "Hey guys."
How bad is it?
Don't know yet. They're still talking the same circles they always talk in.
You owe him anything new?
I'll not deal with them anymore. They'll twist any words that I have. I'll never make another deal with them.
Reginald will go and sit on the bed and say, I listened to loud music growing up. I wanted to be in a band. I tried practicing, and it turned out I was shite at it and embarrassed myself at a gig because we hadn't rehearsed nearly enough, and we messed it up. And I don't think I've ever told you that.
No, you haven't. Wow. If you want to practice with me sometime, if I ever get out of here.
I would love to practice with you. And I would love to learn more about you and see the man that you could become. But I don't think that's going to happen unless you play the game a little longer. I know you don't want to. Hell, I don't want to. But the people you're dealing with do nothing but play the game. And being the age you are, I understand how difficult it is. I'm not that old.
Heck, I don't even know the rules. They seem to change more often than I can keep up with.
How about this, then? Let's cheat a bit. You don't know the rules here, but you do know the rules of your own home. Treat Lord Mothra like you're speaking to your father.
Okay.
Treat the lady like you're speaking to your mother. That will give us a base to work on.
I'll do what I can.
I know you will. Reg will walk away from the bed and try to give as much privacy to Zuki and Zephyr as space will allow. He will get his phone and make ooh and ah noises, knowing that there's no bloody
signal, whatever,
reception at all, and just walk over to where the desk is.
And I kind of glance over at Reggie and look back at Zuki and shrug my shoulders at her.
I'm glad things aren't worse.
Oh, I don't know that they aren't. I seem to just dig myself in deeper every step I take.
Is it done, or do you need to meet with her again?
Oh, I'm sure I'll be meeting with her again sometime.
You guys notice he doesn't have
It's
his
definitely
guitar.
not done.
The guitar. Where's your guitar?
She took it from me for being a bad boy, apparently.
And how were you a bad boy?
She keeps calling for respect that I don't know that I could ever give her the respect that she's looking for.
Well, I'm probably the last one to chastise you for that. So I won't.
I can if you need me to.
And yes, Reggie, I will try to give her respect that she definitely does not deserve.
You can think that, just don't say it out loud anymore.
That's what I'll try to do.
Can I help?
I don't know that there's anything that anybody can do at this point. I appreciate the support. It's great seeing you guys.
What do you
It's
still
good
owe?
having you here for a bit.
What's left? What do you still owe them?
I don't know. Nobody's ever clear on that.
Do you still owe Mothra a favor?
I don't know. Apparently, I've made numerous bargains with them. I'm in this blind.
Okay.
I wish I had better answers. I just don't know.
Okay. I need to step out for a minute.
Okay, I will try to hold my tongue.
I look over at Reggie and I say, I'll be right back.
Do you want me to stay here?
Good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I think Mothra's going to open the door one time. Like, I don't know if it's a multiple thing. You can ask. Yeah.
No, I'll be fine. It'll be good. So I walk out of the room.
Okay.
Is Mothra there?
Nope, he's not.
I call his name.
And he appears.
What does he still owe you?
He owes me nothing at the moment. It will depend on his trial as to what his fate is. He has transgressed against the court of summer.
So at this point, he doesn't owe anything to you or to the lady unless something is determined at his trial.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And because of what happened, his trial is likely to go poorly.
Yes. If something does not change, I do not see things ending well for him.
Does she have an interest in having my mom here?
I cannot say.
Is my mother here of any concern to her whatsoever?
I cannot say.
And if anything is going to be dealt with, it has to be through her, not through you?
Yes.
Okay. Can I be at the trial?
Of course. Said as much. You both
When
can if
is
you wish. I am working to have it this evening, if possible. I did promise
Okay.
to expedite for you if it was at all possible. Unfortunately, she seems anxious to get it over with for different reasons.
If there's an opportunity for me to talk to her before the trial, I'd like to do that. But if not, I want to be at the trial.
I will go to her at once and see what I can arrange.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And he motions the door
Am I
back.
able to go back in that room, or am I out?
He motions the door back open
Okay.
and turns and walks away.
Ooh, so,
Give me
yes.
perception. Give me perception while you're waiting.
Okie dokie. 17.
While you're like standing there awkwardly trying to wait for because you don't know what Zuki's doing out there, you're like looking around. You kind of do a double take as you're glancing around the room, and you glance back at the sideboard, and you notice the spread of food laid out that looks like it has been tucked into a bit.
Oh, Zeph, come on. What are you, new? You didn't eat the food, did you?
I missed breakfast.
Oh, son of a biscuit. All right. We're gonna have to deal with that. You're not supposed to eat. Okay. We're gonna owe somebody something. Wow.
So I'm put in jail, and the only food they give me comes with strings attached.
Yeah, pal. What can I tell you? This place sucks worse than Reno. Like, it's just the worst. Like,
Yeah, I liked Reno. They had some pretty good buffets.
yeah, but then the next day you immediately regretted it. You know, no place should have a chocolate fountain next to a cheese fountain. Like, that just seems like
That's where you come in, Zuki. You hear no place should have a chocolate fountain next to a cheese fountain as you walk into the room.
There's a cheese fountain?
Don't eat the food. Look at me. Don't eat
Yeah.
the food.
Yes.
How did your talk with Lord Mothra go?
It went fine. According to him, Zephyr doesn't owe anybody anything right now until this trial is determined. So
Okay.
we can be there at the trial.
Trade
So,
with
Does
me?
that mean the food's good?
I didn't specifically ask about the food because you never mentioned that you decided to eat all of the food.
I will ask Azuki to trade with me, and I will head out to the hallway, and we'll just keep calling Lord Mothra back.
Okay, so you go out in the hallway.
Oi! Hello? Question about the food.
He pops in. He said, "What?
The food in the cell.
Yes?
Is it tainted? Is it Fey food? Should I be worried? Is he going to grow an arm out of his forehead?
Did he eat
Oh,
the
that'd
food?
be cool.
Did he eat the food?"
He ate the food. I told you he was a child.
Malmar,
He doesn't know.
He face palms.
Do we have? Can you arrange a meeting with the lady?
I was working on that when you called me back here. Fortunately, I had not gotten to her presence yet, or I would not have answered you. Believe
Well,
me.
what are you doing here? Go!
He gives you a withering look. Not test me. I am being very, very gracious right now.
What do I need to do to fix the thing with the food? He didn't know.
Did know. I have heard you admonish him not to eat my food in the past.
Oh, but that's like telling a dog not to piddle on the carpet. You've seen how much he eats. Like, the dog's still gonna piddle on the carpet.
And when the dog piddles on the carpet, it gets beaten with the rolled up newspaper until it learns.
You are not allowed to have any dogs. If I see you with the dog, I must steal the dog and bring it back with me to
You
my
will
world.
not steal my blink dogs. Do you understand?
I will if you beat them with a newspaper or a stick.
I need not, because they are intelligent creatures that know where to relieve themselves.
What are you still doing here? I thought you were going to go talk to the lady.
And he turns, and as he walks away, he disappears. And the door swings back open.
Good news. We might have a blink dog for the basement at some point.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
About 15 minutes later, he returns, knocks on the door.
Who is it?
You know damn well who it is.
You may enter.
Door swings open. Zuki, may I have a word, please?
Absolutely.
And he motions for you to step out into the
I step into the hall.
I also step into the hall.
He holds up a hand as you start to step out into the hall. Not you, thank you, Reg. You can keep Zephyr company. And if you get hungry, feel free to sample some of the food.
Oh!
I unzip my trousers and go piddle in the carpet.
Do you really?
No.
All right. And the door swings closed. I have arranged a brief meeting with the Queen of Summer. I am to convey you to her at once. Will be given 5 minutes of her time. Please do not
Thank
squander.
you. I won't.
Take my hand.
Okay.
And as you take his hand, the two of you disappear and reappear in front of the Queen of Summer.
I asked to go. I don't get to go.
I asked first.
Oh, so unfair. It would have been so much more interesting.
Totally called it.
I called
And Zephyr would have never
Just
gotten
wait.
out of here.
I called
You just
dibs
wait.
on the Queen of Summer. That's that's
She always gets to talk to the queens of summer. Never gets to talk.
Zuki. Welcome.
Thank you.
I understand we were to have a meeting that the lady was to arrange, but it appears that our timetable was put up a bit.
I believe so. I'm here about my impetuous friend.
Yes. One might almost say insolent.
One might say.
What can I do that is within my power?
How much trouble is he in?
Quite a bit, I'm afraid. It is within his power to get out of this.
Through acts of respect alone
No.
or through other things?
The respect is, shall we say, the price of admission.
Huh.
I believe on your world there is an expression that your friend Reginald can explain to you, table stakes. Think of the respect as table stakes. In order to play the game, in order to sit at the table to play, that is your currency. Unfortunately, the fact that he did not know what he was doing is not a valid excuse to allow him out of his deal. If Malmarathir will not hold him accountable, then he must be held accountable by Summer. This means that Malmarathir can either give him consequence, or that I must.
Do you have an interest in the fact that my mother is here?
That is not relevant.
It is relevant.
How so?
Do you have an interest in the fact that I am here?
That is also not relevant.
It is relevant. Are the reasons for my mother being here and me being here more important than whatever this ridiculousness is with Zephyr?
I assure you this is not ridiculousness. This is the foundation of our very society. We give gifts and power in exchange for agreements. if an agreement is broken and the person who breaks the agreement is not held to task, the system will break down.
Correct. But the system is still flexible. The system can still allow for accommodations.
What accommodation are you seeking?
I'd like you to let him off the hook. I would like you to let him out of any bargains, real or implied. I'd like you to let him go back to his life.
Wish for me, absolve him of his crime against Faye with no consequence.
I wish you to give him a clean slate.
That is not the same thing.
Why isn't it the same thing?
It is not. However, I am willing allow Malmarathir decide on the consequence, if so wishes. I had
And-
intended to reserve that for myself, and if Malmarathir decides on the consequence, then his transgression against Faye be resolved. What you do with
And in
that is up to
exchange-
you.
Do you do that for free, or do you do that for an exchange?
I do that for you.
Why?
A show of good faith. We are not the monsters that you believe us to be.
How does my mother know that she's not Summer? Or how did she never know? Why did she never know?
Perhaps she never spent enough time with father. In case you hadn't noticed, our kind are not exactly welcome in your world.
Yeah, well, the dads in the generations of my family haven't stuck around for very long. I didn't know if you'd noticed that or not.
Was it their choice to not stick around, or pushed away?
Does it matter?
Doesn't it? Do you believe that your father would not have chosen to stay with you? Believe that your grandfather would not have chosen to stay with your mother?
I don't know him, so I don't know.
Belief and choice are both very important in our world and in yours. Both have power.
So if you are giving the choice of consequences to your summer knight,
Oh, he is
Does
not
that
the
mean-
summer knight. He is merely a lord.
oh, got it. Then does that mean that a trial is necessary?
If he is willing to accept his guilt and his fate, then no, a trial would not.
Is this something that you need to propose to him or something that I can propose?
I believe self. If
Thank you for your time. I'd like to go talk to him.
very well, before he departs, I would ask that he comes in audience as well.
Okay.
I believe that we are done for the moment in the conversation.
Thank you.
Malmarathir, you can return. And he walks back in. I trust everything went to your satisfaction.
To me?
Yes.
Well, that really depends on a conversation with The person before us.
Around. You mean me? Oh, lovely. I cannot wait to... Apologies, my lady. May we take our leave, Your Majesty? Yes, thank you. That will be all. And she smiles, and he takes your hand, walks out of the throne room, and you guys are back in the manor.
So she's agreed to let you decide his consequence
Oh.
without a trial.
And I suppose you have some opinion on this. I will tell you this. There must be a consequence. We can decide what it will be if she has given me that freedom, but it cannot be nothing.
I understand.
To think on it, I will do what I can.
I ask that if you're trying to prove to me that you have my or our best interests at heart, that you keep that in mind when you come up with his consequence.
I am offering you the opportunity. But as I say, it cannot be nothing. It cannot simply be a slap on the wrist. It need not be a full favor, it need not to be a torture or a punishment, but it needs to be something to satisfy the powers that be, that he is chastened from his error.
Can I take his consequence?
Alas, you cannot.
Can I talk to him about his consequence?
Indeed, I will give you time to think and to discuss.
Then I want to go talk to him.
Well, and he gestures toward the door, and it swings.
I walk in. So I have good news and bad news. You don't have to go to trial. Lord Malmarthir can decide on your consequence.
What did this cost you?
Nothing. And he has offered to let us propose said consequence. It can't be nothing. And it has to come from you. But we have an opportunity here.
I not even sure where to go with this.
They seem to have a lot of interest in your connections to Summer. And you've had difficulty in your interactions. Perhaps if you think that you could manage this without
My
pissing
eyes are getting
off anyone,
larger and larger with fear.
perhaps exchanging time and a genuine attempt at learning and understanding might be a consequence that could help you in the long term to understand the Fey courts better, and that might appease them.
I actually look over to Reggie and
Oh my god, I love this boulder. That is a nice boulder. Look at this sturdy craftsmanship on the desk. Honestly, that is a hell. That is a nightmarish hell. I understand where Zuki's coming from here, but to play the little devil and angel on the shoulder, if it's something you want, that's wonderful. I don't know if they'll take it as a demerit as a punishment, like coming here and learning about your heritage. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they want blood, if they want music, if they want. The world is your oyster, but it's almost like your father telling you to go outside and pick a switch. You know what I mean? If you pick one that's too small, he's going to go out and get a larger one. You know, you have to hit this just right. I don't know.
And I turn back to Zuki.
Summer
How?
court within the summer court?
What was that?
Service to the summer court within the summer court? Not in Boston, not in our world, but time here in service here. Another option?
How much time would I be looking at?
I don't know. We have to come up with a proposal.
Oh, I'm having an idea.
Okay. What's your idea?
Oh God. Oh God. Okay. I don't know if I should say it out loud because I don't think either of you would like it. But I think Mon Mothra would go for it.
Okay, just say it. What is it?
So one of the only things that I know about him is he's got some sort of weird interest in you. Both courts have a weird interest in you, right? But there's only so limited in the time that they could do it. So what if you had, and I'm not saying you need one, but what if you had a court-appointed protector? What if you had someone handcuffed to you, someone connected to you on a fundamental level that would protect you in times of struggle and report back to Mon Mothra in case you needed it, and this person was paying off a debt somehow, so this person would have to spend time with you and be in close proximity in case you went on a mission. Or
You want to make him my freaking bodyguard?
does it make you happy me suggesting this?
I think it's a great idea.
No, I don't want to, but honestly, it's just twisted enough to play into Mon Mothra's sense of humor and obligation, and it protects you.
He's got to report on all of my movements back to...
No. He doesn't have to. I mean, honestly, it would just be sort of somebody that, you know, make sure that you're all right. If they have such an invested interest in you, it would just be somebody there to watch your back. But Zuki, I don't know a lot about the courts. The only thing I know is that they both want you. That's the only thing that I know. They both want you. So how do we tie Zephyr into this and without changing our life too drastically?
Yeah, but Mothra knows he's got my back anyway. How is this any different?
I don't know. It's courtly. Think of them less as a protector and an observer and more of a squire. What if he were to serve you for a period of time?
I don't want anybody to serve me. I don't want any shadow. I don't need a squire.
I understand that, but a punishment, no one's supposed to win here. Like,
I didn't do anything. I can win.
Okay, so flip it and reverse it. Why don't you put him on notice, and your job is to keep an eye on him.
Okay.
You become the mentor. You know about the fairy courts. You seem to navigated your way into the good graces of the ladies. What if you were the one that took him on as a mentee?
So I'm his babysitter?
No, you're not his babysitter. You're his mentor. He's your intern. He does whatever you ask him to. And he's repaying his debt to Lord Mon Mothra for every time he obeys a command.
What do you want to do, Zephyr? You've got 3 different ideas here.
Or they could take a limb. They're big on limb taking. Do you have like a bum knee? You could offer a knee.
I would have been happy with a leg a while ago before this all started.
You could also limit your power, but I don't think you're interested in that.
I don't think that would be a good idea with the circumstances we find ourselves in.
You could study under someone here at the courts if you wanted to. They would probably assign you to someone with a similar skill set and teach you their ways. But it would be the same situation that I recommended you have with Zuki.
You hear a knock at the...
Who is it?
That joke never gets old.
Ah, the comedy comes in rules of threes.
Should I knock
Come on.
again, then?
Nah. Now that you've said it, it would ruin the joke.
Door swings open. He steps inside, and the door swings behind him. Have you come to a decision?
I don't think so. I've done the best I could at suggesting, unless you have something tickling the back of your head.
I do have an idea that I think would not be entirely abhorrent to young Zephyr here.
That would be a first. Go for it.
I did not say it wouldn't be abhorrent, I said not entirely abhorrent. I am sure anything, any consequence given is going to be distasteful to him because he's the victim. And to a certain degree, he is likely correct. He is a bit of a victim. Playing with forces he did not understand, and like a child with matches, he get burned.
Careful.
So, Zephyr, there would be 3 small parts to this. The first, and most important, in order for the rest to take effect, is you must admit yourself as an oathbreaker. Even involuntarily, still an oathbreaker in the eyes of the court. Second, will accept your role as a true son of summer. That simply means that you accept your half-elven heritage and that you are of summer and therefore are a part of this world. And third, you will spend time as a court musician for Her Highness, wherein you will regularly come and play music for her and her guests at court.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Take the deal. Take the deal.
I believe it is the best that I can do unless you have a counteroffer.
Is there a time limit on for how long she can call upon me to perform?
We will say no more than once a week for a year.
Now, if she misses a week, does that roll over to the next week?
Rollover minutes here.
It
I
does,
was thinking rollover minutes.
it does not. The frequency is a maximum of once per week. If she contacts you within 8 days, that does not mean that she can then choose to contact you on the 9th day as well, as she missed the first week.
Could I say, could you add in, since you have control over this, that he is gone for the appropriate amount of time that he is in the fairy realm? If he
You mean
plays
if he's
for an
here-
hour,
He returns after an hour has passed in your world. Yes, of course.
correct, rather than a few days or a few
Yes.
months, or
That is a fair assertion.
Now, being of Summer Court, what does that bind me to?
It means that you are accepting of our ways and willing to learn about them. It means that you show the proper respect to an office, which means that the Summer Lady, the Summer Queen, and the Summer Crone would all be due your respect and courtesy as a matter of office, not, as you say, as an earned gesture.
Beyond the command to come back and perform, does it entail other commands upon me?
It does
Am I
not.
forced to obey?
It does not.
I stand up straight as I can and offend Zuki.
Wait, before he shakes hands, I was like,
And
can we eliminate any sort of, with this deal, can we eliminate any sort of negative side effects that may have come from eating food in the cell?
That is not within my control.
Son of a biscuit. All right.
it was pretty good, Reggie.
I tried. What about tips? He's not getting paid, but can he accept tips while he plays?
No, he is doing this in the service of the Queen. Doing the service of the Queen is its own reward.
I tried. I'm a shitty manager.
You may be a poor manager, but Zuki seems to be an excellent one. I do not know how she got to the Queen to allow me decide his fate. I can tell you, I'm not sure why I can tell you, but I know that I can tell you that I was ordered not to accept consequence from him so that it would revert.
But now you are free to accept consequence.
Indeed.
Lord Malmarathir, I accept your terms.
Zephyr, he holds his hand out to you.
Just kidding. And I
Please,
put
for
my
the
hand
love of
out.
God, don't.
And I put my hand out.
And they shake hands, and there's a shimmering light around them as the deal is sealed. I believe she wanted to see you left.
Okay. Will you escort me to her ladyship?
Indeed, I will. The rest of you care to come along?
Yes, I would like to go. I'd like to meet her. Yes.
Now, Reginald, just be aware, it is not my domain, it is hers. Anything you do and the consequences of those actions, once again, will be upon you.
I understand. I will be respectful. This will be great.
Very well, then let us take our leave. And he gestures, and you appear before the Queen of Summer.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Welcome. I understand, Zephyr, that you have a new title.
And I take a knee, and I am at thy service, my queen.
Welcome to the fold. And she gestures, and your guitar floats over to you. And perhaps to seal this pact, a pleasing tune for us all. And she claps her hands, and everybody that was like in the room in different parts of the throne room all stop their little side conversations and turn and look at you.
Do you have a request, my lady?
Oh, I don't believe you know any of our songs. Go with what you know.
Oh.
A poor minstrel you would be if, in fact, I had to request all. Sing something pleasing.
And so I start strumming a nice tune. Ba-na-na-na-na, da-da-da-da-da.
Nice.
I can't remember the words.
Summer breeze.
Summer breeze
Make-
makes me feel fine. Blowing with the jasmine on my mind. And I continue in my most sultry tones. And do I need to make a performance
You
check?
do indeed need to make a performance check.
Oh, roll
baby.
high.
That's a 17.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
No, I know. I know that your bonus is extremely high, so I know this is going to be a
Plus
good number.
11, that's going to be a 28.
Whew!
This is some damn fine music. The fact that you chose a summer-oriented song, you sing it soulfully. She closes her eyes and she's kind of swaying back and forth on the throne. Although you can't charm an elf, clearly she finds this appealing. She's making no attempt to hide her pleasure at the music, and as the song finishes, she exhales a happy sigh. Says, "That will do, my minstrel. That will do."
And I bow graciously.
And there's polite, after she has pronounced it good, there's polite applause from around the court. But Reg and Zuki, you noticed everybody looking to her expectantly to see how they were supposed to feel, as is the way in a royal court. And now you must be tired from your long day. I trust you wish to go home?
If I may be so bold, I'm not really worthy to ask, but I did eat some of your food, and I apologize for being so presumptuous. And are there consequences that I must face for having done this?
Let us not worry about that today. That is something for that is
You asshole.
that is something for another day. There will be time enough for that later.
And I do my bow with a few flourishes as I back out of her presence.
And she opens a portal behind you. And she, farewell, Zephyr, farewell, Reginald. I'll see you again, young.
She said my name. She knows my name. She said my name. Did you hear that? She said my name. She said, bye, Reginald. It's like she knew. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. Thank you so much. Huge fan. Love your work. Summer, my favorite. I love you so much. Huge fan.
She just kind of smiles and puts her hand to her chest and nods a little.
Okay, if you need anything, I mean, thank you so much. It's lovely. This whole, everything here.
Well, you are, although you are not bound to it in the same way as Zuki and Zephyr by blood, you are certainly welcome to serve if you so desire. If you love it so much here, please, yourself at home.
Thank you. Not today, but maybe down the line.
Yes.
This would retirement, you know.
Another day, as we said to Zephyr. Another day.
Yeah. Thank you. Love it. Love it. Love everything. And walk through the portal.
And you guys walk through the portal, and the portal closes behind you, and she turns to Malmarathir. I did tell him I owned more of him than he realized. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Love the looks on those faces. I wish I could have grabbed a screen grab right there of the way the eyes went when I did that. But that's where we're going to end tonight's story. Thank you all for tuning in. Great audience. Remember, if you are in Callie's Corner and there's no good reason not to be, follow the link that Firehawk has only put up 37 times or so in the last 3 hours. We love you, Fire. We love you, Callie. We love you, Reg. That shirt is amazing. So that shirt was created after the vote links went up, just so you guys know how quickly he turned that around. That was not something he had in anticipation of the vote. He just decided that last night. So thumbs up for the Drunken Dragon. Quick reminder, some Jackbox tomorrow, Drunken Dreads Saturday, and Chosen Family Final 3 on Monday. And then we come back around, and there's not a cliffhanger this time, which means that perhaps unless someone sticks their foot into something, the party can get back onto what they told me they were going to do tonight, that I
Oh,
prepared for and everything. And so on the plus side, it means I don't have to do any preparation for next week, so that's good. So thanks, guys. But you guys are a great audience. We love having you around. Thank you for allowing us to tell this story to you, and thank you to all of my players for being so amazing and giving me so many great gifts. I love you all. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow.